I am pulling a stool up because some of you who know what this means this is family chat time. And family chat is just a way to keep everybody at Community in the loop on what's going on organizationally. And I don't want you to freak out, okay? So many of these times lately have been bad news. This is not bad news. This is good news. I'm here to tell you that someone else is not leaving, right? Today it's somebody is joining. And we had a big shuffle this last year in our staff. Most notably, Paul Martin shifted his role into the Connections Ministry role, and that left some holes down on the kids' end of the building. And so I'm glad to inform you that as of June 1st, Kara Martin was moved into a full-time position as our kids ministry director. And we're excited about that. Our kids ministry has had a full-time presence for almost 3 decades. And we should do that. And we have seen so much fruit from having a full-time presence with our kids. And so with Paul moving into Connections, it made sense to move Kara full-time, and she was excited to accept that position. And so she is actually gone on the move trip this week. And so when she gets back, would you give her your love and your congratulations to her? Also, if you have kids in the kids spaces, you've probably met Annie. And Annie has been our kids ministry assistant throughout this last school year and then through the summer. And I am happy to announce that Annie will be staying on with us even after summer ends. And that's a huge deal. And so she will stay in her current role assisting Kara in the kids ministry. And so when you see her, she is here today, and she's manning the kids area by herself because everybody's gone on the move trip, okay? But when you see her, tell her thanks and give her your love and congratulations too. I do want to tell you that the wheels are in motion for what is to come as far as our associate and student minister as Joel moves into his new role at CIY. We have some possible paths that we can take, and we even have a few names that have been, thrown into the hopper. And so we're encouraged that God will give us direction from here. And would you just help in that by continuing to pray that God will put the right person in our path, okay? And then finally, today, one of the most important parts of the church, and honestly, one of the things that determines the size of a church more than anything else, is how a church handles care. People that feel cared for feel seen, and they feel like they're a part of a church family. And once you get beyond just a handful of people, that's all it takes in a church. There's always more needs than any one person can take care of. And so you need a system of how to take care of people. And our system around here has been this idea that we are all ministers. We have this phrase that we throw out from time to time that we are not a church with a staff with a few ministers, but we are a church with a staff of hundreds of ministers because we are all ministers. The best care is when each of us look right and left and forward and backwards, and we see needs around us and we meet those needs. And if everybody cares, then everybody will be cared for, okay? And so the announcement here today is that we have 2 elders specifically that are taking this issue of care up as their personal challenge. And maybe they've cared for you already. Maybe they've called on you. But Mike Wright and Dave Martin are leading the charge for care in our church family. Would you give them some applause? And what we want you to know is, we want you to know that because, when they check on you, if they check in on you, you'll know why. And we want you to know that this is a big way that we're trying to tackle taking care of all of the people in our church family. Now, not even 2 people, right, are capable of taking care of everyone. And so they won't be doing this alone, and they'll be working together to form a team of people who care for others too. And the bigger that team gets, the better we'll be at care and the more healthy our church will be. And so that's the goal, to have a family of believers where everyone feels cared for because everyone cares. And so when you see Mike and Dave, would you tell them thanks? And even better, would you tell them how you might be able to help them care for other people? All right? Family chat over. All right? Very good.